Hey, 2KSBQR. And I got a deal from eBay. It was a little spendy. This is one of those purchases where you sit up all night wondering if you should let the hammer fall. Well, I finally did it because I wanted this kit. And I spent about $200 for it. Yeah. But they were going, right now they're going for about 170 to 200, and I had to get it. So I'll be finding me a 2x4 and pouring ketchup on it and licking it off for my dinner for a month. But I let the hammer drop and I got it. Well, let's look at it. Goes without saying, an old heroic kit. This came out before I was born, about a year, I think. 1965, something like that. Memories. This kit came out, it probably only cost about 65 cents, maybe 98 cents. Kids begging mom and dad, please get it to me, please, please, please. It's too expensive, son. Those were the days. So if I can just slow myself down because I'm a little bit excited. This will be the assembly. I'm not going to paint in color. I'm going to spray paint it black and put rose-colored copper on it from Krylon Spray, like I did the bottom Richard. And I'll put it right next to the bottom Richard. I've got a little antique desk. It's like a post desk where you put your mail and stuff like that on. And it's one of them old desks. It's got bare feet, shaped of an animal for the feet, and they are feet. And I've got a couple of colonial things hanging on the wall and things like that. It's just that was the theme for it, and it was perfect. Because I always was a fan of the Delaware crossing into Trenton, New Jersey, where the colonialists, the Continental Army, who were starved, frozen, dying, had the tenacity to get a bunch of boats, basically, what do you call it, stolen, half stolen, requisitioned from a private owner who did not gladly give up those boats. He gave them up by force. They took them from him, and took all the armies, the men, everything, cannon, brought it over the Delaware into Trenton, New Jersey, and took on the Hessians, which are German soldiers, professional German soldiers, and slaughtered all of them. It's always been one of my favorite historical happenings regarding the Continental War. I've had my eye on this model kit for some time. But again, the prize, very spendy. And I let it go for years. A good 8 years. Yeah, about 8 years. But this time I said, that's enough. I'm getting it. I'll suffer for it later. I do not believe, and I can say this with confidence, that they'll ever repop this model. I'm pretty sure they look at it and say, this ain't going to sell. People ain't going to buy this. There's no way. They won't be interested. And I can understand that. But you get old fogies like me who are attracted to such things. It has got a lot of history I have not read yet. Typical of a Horoa's instruction designs, they always had some kind of reading about the kit that they put out, especially with figures, character figures. I seen this model put together and painted. It didn't look too bad with all the colors and everything. But there was one issue I've always had, and that was the base. The rocks and the water. They always painted it rocks like gray, as you can see it, or a little bit of earth and brown. Which, in the case of the crossing, this would literally be snow and ice. And they did it in the middle of the night. Matter of fact, they didn't get across until just about daybreak. And there was a time where Washington thought about just calling it off because he thought it was too late in the morning and that this wasn't going to work. He wasn't going to have the surprise that was vital to the success of this daring operation. But thank goodness the Hessians had partied all night. It was like Christmas Eve or something. And they, in the morning they were all sleeping, still intoxicated from last night. They gorged on food and they were everything but alert and ready to fight. And that is exactly what Washington was gambling on, and it paid off. Wow, there's still flash on this. So I got a sanding nightmare, and it's a welcome nightmare. I don't mind. A lot of sanding, a lot of filling in. I didn't know it was molded in two colors. Stand base is quite substantially large. And I think this next piece that I'm going to produce is what turns people off. Is this. It's just a backdrop mirror molded in one complete piece, and I think modelers are turned off by it. Now, if each man was individually had to be put together and etc., like, you know, understand, I think this model would have been a little bit more desirable. But after I give it a coat of black and then I lightly spray it with the bronze, it'll look just fine. The effect will be good. One of the things I'm debating is whether I paint the American flag, red, white, and blue, or just paint it black and give it a bronze color, maybe highlight it with gold. Haven't made up my mind yet. I kind of like to have the flag stand out. We'll see. Alright, next video, you'll get to see me glue everything together. Keep modeling.